Namaskara. Welcome to the YouTube channel Code with Sharath. Today we will be looking into one of the important topics in the JavaScript, which is called as variables. Most of the JavaScript applications needs to work with the information. Let us take a simple example. Consider a chat application. In a chat application, the information will be stored in the form of like users and the chat information between the users. In JavaScript, we store this information in the form of variables. To create any variable, we will use keywords like consider var. Okay. So today we will be discussing on the variables concept. Let us quickly start. I am opening the file explorer. Let us go to the folder and the JavaScript. Yes, this is the folder which we created in the last video. So I'm clicking on this drop down and typing cmd. If you wanted to open any command prompt from a particular folder, this way we have to follow. So the command prompt is opened from the up folder. Now navigate to the router. Change directory. cd means change directory, that is used to change the folder. Router JavaScript. Then I have dir. Yeah, this is the file which we created in the last class. Let me open the Visual Studio Code. Code space dot opens the Visual Studio Code. Okay. This particular symbol indicates that you new. It is the symbol to new file. This will create a new folder. Okay, I need a new file now. Yes, and I will name it as variable .js. Yes, using the var keyword, we will declare the variables initially. Okay. Let us take a variable var city equal to Bangalore. So var is the keyword, city is the variable name, equal to is the assignment operator, and this is the value which is stored in the city variable. As you see, it is a string value which is wrapped under the single quotes. You can use double quotes also. It's fine. I'm going with the single quotes. What if I declare a variable without the quotes? Now how JavaScript treat this particular set of characters? Let me run and see. For running, you have to type node and the file name. File name is variable.js. I will run. We have encountered with one error. Let us debug this error. What it is saying? It is saying reference error. Bangalore is not defined. So this particular set of character, it has considered this as another variable. Since in our file there is no variable called Bangalore, it is telling you have to define the Bangalore variable. Okay. So any set of characters which is not wrapped inside the single quotes or double quotes are considered as variable or a method which has to be defined in JS. Okay. Let us go ahead and add some more variables like var age equal to 20. You can store a number. Where numbers, I am trying to store an array. Yes, this is an array. And in JavaScript, you can declare an empty variable like var user. You can leave it like that. So when you declare an variable which is not assigned to any value, then by default undefined will be stored inside that variable. Default undefined is the value. So to confirm this, let us run and see console.log. User. As you can see, it's telling undefined. So if you declare a variable and not assign a value, it is totally fine in JS, and by default it will be holding the undefined. But when you come from a Python or Ruby background, this thing is not allowed. If you are declaring a variable, at least nil or something has to be assigned. That's not the case in JS. Let's go ahead. Details equal to Sharaf, and let me make it as a first name. Okay, so this is which is called as an JavaScript object in JavaScript. In Ruby you will call an hash, and in Python it is called as a dictionary. Yes, so we have seen like we have initially we created a variable city holding a string value, then we have created a age variable which is holding a number, then we went on to create numbers which is holding an array value, went on to create an empty variable which is by defaultly it is holding an undefined value. Okay, then we are created an object, and let me create another variable is valid which is holding an boolean value. Okay, these are all the common types of data which will be stored in the variable, which you find in almost all the programming languages. The next thing which I am showing here, which it is extensively used only in JavaScript. Let us have a look onto it. Where welcome equal to I am declaring a function where log. Yes, as you see in JavaScript, it is very common that variables holding a function. Console.log. Welcome. I'm running this and show you. Yeah, at the last it is telling this particular variable is holding this function. So since it is the variable is holding a function, you have to invoke that function. How we will do means just by adding the braces. Now the function will be invoked and hello world is printed. Since the normal return type of function is at undefined, since we are not returning anything from this function. By default, it returns undefined. Okay. Yeah. With the introduction of ES6 in 2015, there were other two keywords added into the JavaScript. Those were let and const. Okay. So before 2015, there were no variables like let and const. Only var was used for the variable to declare in the JavaScript. After 2015, let and const were introduced. So with the introduction of let and const and with the so many revisions with like ES1 to ES6, JavaScript has now become a very serious language. Before 2015 or before introduction of the node, JavaScript was used but was only used at the browser level. With the introduction of node and with the introduction of like with all these ES1 to ES6 features, now the JavaScript has become very serious language and it has become one of the top languages in the recent past. So let us carry on this. Okay. Suppose consider there is a case where I have to declare one variable and assign some data into it, and that data will remain same over a period of time. In this case, we have to use const like anything like you can save the date of birth which will not change and add the value into it. Okay. So now if I wanted to change to 28/08/1993 means when I rerun this file, it will encounter an error telling assignment to const. So once you have assigned a value, you can't reassign another value to that variable declared with the const. Okay. So this is the case. So what happens means using const keyword, we can variable. Yeah, using const keyword, we cannot reassign a value to the variable. Let us try the redeclaration part. Redeclaration means using const keyword, we will redeclare the same variable. So as it is showing one error, here only it is telling identifier DOB already declared. So what this error states that means like using const keyword, we cannot declare the same variable name. Okay, so the variable name has to be different. You can't use the same variable name which has been used earlier. So using const we can do it. Let us look on to let keyword. So let keyword, when it means you declare one variable, then you want to reassign a value into it, like let count equal to 0. Now I have done the count plus plus. So I have done the incrementation operation onto it. Let us see the console.log and try to print count. So it is telling 1. So the count is incremented by 1. So using let keyword, we can reassign the value to the variable. Yes. Let us check the other case as we checked using const, whether let allows us to redeclare. Means let count equal to 2. As it's showing the red mark, it is definitely throwing an error. Let us look. See, identifier count already exists. Also, let keyword also forbids redeclaration. So, using let keyword, we cannot redeclare the same variable which is already declared. Okay. Let us have a look on where first name equal to Sachin. I wanted to update this first name variable. Now I will reassign a variable to Virat, and let us try to print the first name variable. So it is reassigning a value is done. So first, initially it was holding a value Sachin, then now it is changed to Virat. Let us check redeclaration is allowed in where keyword. So I will take where and value share, and let us print share. Okay, let us run this file again. Okay, so sorry, I've added this dot. Okay, now it is fine. Let us run. Yes. So what is this states? So this states, using where keyword, we can reassign a value as well as we can redeclare the same variable which has been already declared in the particular program. So using where keyword, we can reassign and re-declare the variable. So as you can see, like there is a difference between the three keywords. I will repeat it again. Using const keyword, you cannot reassign a value to the variable, or you cannot perform redeclaration of the variable. Whereas in let keyword allows us to reassign the value to the variable, but it doesn't allow to redeclare the same variable which has been already declared. Whereas in var, we can perform both reassign and redeclaration. We can perform both reassign and redeclaration of the variable. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.